Hello and welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, episode number 12 of the campaign mode. This will be the final episode of the A New Republic is Born campaign. Following this episode, I'm going to start season 2, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to do the next campaign, Soviet Revolution. So let's finish up this one. In the previous episode, we built the iron mine and we got it all set up. I did make some changes after I stopped recording, just to modify some things that were really inconsequential, but I just wanted to make them look a little bit better. Let me show you. So first I redid the road. So I have a main highway coming from the border station, the western border station at least, and brought that all the way through unnecessarily, but we can pretend that goes somewhere for now, and maybe if I were to continue playing this it would, but it won't. Teed it up, teed that up, and overall just set this up as if we were going to keep on playing this map for a long time, because I think it just looks better that way, and I want something that looks like something I can be proud of, you know? Alright. I also started my train line coming off of the NATO border. So that way, when we set up our steel mill, we can export steel to the NATO people pretty readily and easily. We could also probably have a rail bridge going through there to connect the two. That would actually be smart. I'm gonna do that real quick. I think that would look good. Hang on. Alright, that should do it. Here is what I did. I just teed off of there, built a line and a bridge going across, and then teed in there. What are you stopping for? Are you just confused about the new layout temporarily? Yeah, looks like it. That's one intersection. I got a few blocks going across, and then another intersection. Alright, without further ado, let us get into the meat and potatoes of the final episode, which is the steel mill. So let's start the mission. Steel production. Set up facilities and infrastructure that will allow us to produce steel. Alright, the flavor text says, "Greetings. As the Minister of Industry, I recommend prioritizing the steel industry as our first venture, given its crucial role in our economy. Steel is not only valuable for trade on the markets, but is also essential in the production of various goods and construction projects. By focusing on steel production, we lay a solid foundation for industrial growth and elevate the capabilities of the Soviet Republic to new heights." So essentially, the steel mill is going to be super useful for building railroad tracks if we were building them ourselves, because that is what railroad tracks use a ton of, is steel and steel and steel. And also a lot of the larger factories use a lot of steel as well. So it's very useful for construction. A steel mill is a substantial industrial facility where the production of steel takes place. Substantial is an understatement. At the mill, raw materials, coal and iron ore, are combined through complex processes to get the final product, steel. This significant facility plays an important role in our nation's industrial development. So we need to build a steel mill. Alright, so let's go to metallurgy, and then the steel mill. And look at the environmental pollution on that. It is very polluting. So you definitely want to make sure that this is a good distance away from any of your citizen facilities. Ooh, that's kind of nice. I like that. I just want to make sure that the edges are in a line. Yes, they are. Okay, good. Let us build this there, maybe. Before I unpause it, I'm going to make sure that it can connect up with everything it needs to. I guess let that build and put a train connection in as well. So let's grab our concrete-based railway and extend this down. Ah, almost perfect. Maybe we'll bring it down to there. I'm going to have a bypass track there. And let's make sure that I've got the right track. Pull that down. Connector in there. Right to right, left to left. Okay. So let us also do something like this. Or actually, do we want to have that line break off a little bit earlier? That might be good. Let's see, can I maybe do that? And that, and that. I can do that. So from there, let us connect it in. And we'll make sure that they can get on any track they need to. So we're going to do a crossover. And then we're going to split the track off, like such. And that should work pretty good. Let's put in our signals. So we need a mixed signal there, mixed signal there, and a mixed signal there. And then we need chain signal going in, regular signal going out. Yep, like that. Then mirrored on this side. Chain going in, regular out. And that should work. Let's put down some double signals periodically down the line. There, 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 there. Sure. And we'll let all that build. Maybe we'll put down one more mixed signal there. Okay. Excellent. So let us let the thing build. So I know we're also going to need to drop off coal. Maybe, I don't know, honestly. I don't know what you can and cannot pick up from the direct rail connection. It might be good to have an external storage for the steel. Sure. We'll do that just to be on the safe side. And then we'll put in a concrete railway. Let's see. Let's actually take out these signals and we'll make this intersection a bit larger. Okay, looks like we finished building the steel mill. I'll read that in a minute. Let us connect in there. Something like that. Very good. Let's put in the semaphores. Mixed signal. Ooh. There. And let's see, a chain going into the intersection, a regular coming out. This chain going in, regular going out. Chain going in, regular going out. Alright, good. And we will store just steel in there. And that should be a fully functioning steel setup with additional storage, because that can only store 150 tons of steel, so maybe we'll want to store more, you know? We could even instead put in a, what's it called? A coal aggregate storage here as well, and have an unloading station for it, but I don't think we need to do that. I think we can just drop off coal directly at the storage plant, and it's going to consume 375 tons of coal a day. It can store 150 tons, so can probably get by with just having constant trains going to it. Thankfully, we have a bunch of trains that can easily supply that. So I guess we should read the flavor text. Alright. Our next objective is to transport both iron ore and coal to the steel mill, creating the essential raw materials for steel production. Additionally, ensure a workforce is in place to initiate the manufacturing process and produce our very first steel. Excellent. Alright, so let us get our coal trains. We're going to modify the line, then we're going to stop exporting coal, essentially. And instead of exporting coal, we're instead going to tell them to drop off at the steel mill their coal and to wait until unloaded. Like such. Alright, so now instead of exporting coal, we're going to send trains to the steel mill to turn the coal into steel. Let's do some fast forwarding. And I think that should work. Oh, view area where a possible issue exists on the route. Okay. So, what, you're lost? Fast forward. Let's see where you're going. Or are you just going back and forth now because you're unsure of what to do? Why are you stuck? What's wrong? Because you should be able to just take that exit, and take that exit. But can you not? What's your problem? Do I have semaphores down properly? Is this a signaling problem? Put down some more blocks maybe? I think you might just be confused. Oh, you're trying to get back to your loading station. I want you to go to the steel mill. And you're good. Okay, so that was the problem. Was he was trying to get back to the loading station but couldn't find a path because he was going the wrong way down a one-way track. Got it. Alright, so I just had to manually tell him, no, just go to the steel mill. And that could be remedied by including a turnabout somewhere. So he's taken his 350 tons of coal to the steel mill, where he will drop it off. And I just want to watch him, make sure that he is doing it right. And this looks good. Alright, so he's emptying his coal. Alright, and we're starting to make steel. Congratulations, comrade. With the successful operation of our steel mill, we've taken a significant step towards industrial progress. Now our next objective is to produce a minimum of 60 tons of steel. Your dedication in this endeavor is vital as we continue to strengthen our industrial capabilities and contribute to the growth of the Soviet Republic. Excellent. So we are producing our first steel. And how about employees? How are we looking? So that can take up to 500 people. Wow. And that's 250 and that's 15. So all together, this is a pretty heavy industry as far as labor goes. So you're emptying your coal, you're emptying your coal slowly. Steel being put over there? It is. Excellent. Oh, we need a road connection. I think I'll connect it through that footpath over there. And we'll put in our new road, footpath back in, connect it up, and we'll do that. Great. Just so that way if there's ever like a fire at the storage, they can get to it. So are you good now? Do you know where you're going? Starter end building is not connected with road. What is your problem? Okay, come on. You can do it. Just leave. What are you trying to do? I'm gonna check this out. I don't know what's going on, and I'll let you know what the fix is. I've been messing with this for like half an hour, trying to get this to work. I've separated out the lines a little bit. I could separate them more, but all three of those trains doing the same thing. I'm wondering if maybe I need to put in a turnabout there and just let them get back on the main line. But I do want to try one thing, and that's a little trick. Let's do. It's 11 or 12. Let's say 12. And let's load game. And let's see if they magically realize how to drive, because I don't see what's wrong. It should be correct. There should be no problem. But they're stuck. I don't understand. But sometimes the game is buggy. Sometimes things should work, but they don't. And sometimes all you need to do is reload your save. So let's see. Do you guys have it figured out now? No? Alright. I don't know what your problem is. Like, they've all got green lights going into the intersection. They've all got chain signals going into the intersection.
6.5 hours later.
Alright. After much trial and error, it works. It works. I spent the entire afternoon trying to figure out why in the world this wasn't working. And I have an answer, but it's not a good one. Essentially, what was happening was this intersection here looked correct, but it just wasn't for... I don't know why, but it wasn't recognizing that you can take a right there. So let me show you everything that's changed. Alright, we'll start at the steel mill, because that's where we left off. Alright, so I have a big loop here. This is now a one-way system. So trains enter from there, go through the steel mill, loop around, and loop on back. I've separated out as much of the tracks as I could. So essentially here on the main line, if you're going to the, if you're just going to be picking up some steel, then you're going to be going over there to the open storage. So you take that very first exit, and that takes you to the open storage. And this one coming back is the open storage return. Alright, if you're going to the steel mill, you don't take the first exit, you take the second exit. You go down, you pick your lane. You've got 3 lanes to go to choose from. You enter the steel mill, and you start dropping off your coal. The just finished. You'll make a great example. And this steel mill churns through coal so fast. Oh boy, like, we could use several coal, we're probably, I think, 3 or 4 coal mines to keep that steel mill going at full capacity. So it uses a lot of coal. So the train exits, they stay in their lane, they loop around until here, and then they condense into one line and rejoin the main line. Now let's fast forward a bit, and we'll watch where this train goes. We'll just follow him for a bit. So I had to redo this intersection here because it was bugged for whatever reason. And part of doing that, I decided that I wanted to do a bridge going over top versus have it be at grade. It's not necessarily necessary, and I could have made it shorter, but it works. It works, and it looks pretty decent. So let's keep on following the train. Oh, it looks like we got a train coming in as well. Alright, so he crosses the bridge. Got another train coming in. Got lots of blocks in here. I had to redo this intersection as well because this was also bugged. I just wanted to make sure the trains could go any which way from there. Alright, so now he's back on the main line over here, making his way back to the steel mill. And that's a pretty straightforward process. So he'll take that left. In here, I have a queue of trains waiting. I bought a few. Let's see how many I have. Oh, I did not mean to click that button, I meant to click that button. View line detail. I have 7 trains servicing that. And I could probably get rid of one. I think I will. Let's, I wish I caught that a moment sooner. Let's see. I'm gonna take... So are you full and leaving? You are. Alright, and you're gonna approach. I want you to go to the depot, actually. Because I have a slightly different plan for him. I also divided that block up into a few different blocks. So instead of this, that, and that being one big intersection, now there are 3 intersections. I don't know for sure if that's going to cause a problem later. Hopefully not. But I just wanted to make it a bit more efficient for the trains to move through without having to wait for the entire thing to clear. So yeah, he's looping around, and we'll catch up with him in a minute. Here's a train coming in to fill up on coal. It's going to fill up on coal and then head back over to the steel mill to drop it off. One thing that's important to note is going to be my brick factory was consuming coal, and I'd rather use the coal for making steel than bricks. So I turned down my workers down to just 15 out of the maximum of 75. I let that fill up, and then I took the exporting train off of that and instead gave it some coal hoppers to transport with. Alright, so looks like I've got a train in here all set up with open carriages. So here's how we're gonna finish this episode. We're gonna do our first steel export run. So let's select our train with the appropriate cars that can haul steel. It can move 268 tons of steel. And we're gonna tell him that we want him to move over to this open storage. Oh, I guess I already specified. But we're gonna tell him to go to the open storage and load steel. And then we're gonna tell him to... I guess we could go to either custom house for steel. Let's see. Let's just go to the west or eastern border house. So I'll re-specify and I'll tell him to unload steel there. Good. Alright. So let's start him. And he's on his way. Very good. So he can move 268 tons of steel. How much do we have produced right now? Tons. We have probably 5 loads worth. So that's good. And we got a few coal cars working on being unloaded. Slowly but surely. Or I guess they're not being unloaded at the moment because it's totally full up on steel. Gotcha. Alright, so once that train comes and picks up these steel, then it's gonna carry on producing steel. And this is gonna be a one-way loop. So let's wait until our train rounds the bend and starts getting closer. Alright, and he should be just about to enter the steel factory. Alright, so he's taking the first exit, making his way to the open storage, where he'll take the one-way loop. And he'll fill up on his steel. Let's check that out. Holy cow, this is worth some money. Wow. This is going to be profitable right here. We're going to make a ton of money on this. So what we got probably 4 or 5 trains worth of steel ready to go, and each train load is going to be worth 83,000 rubles. Nice. So now he is making his way to the eastern border station, and he'll be there in just a moment. Keep on following. And let's watch our money tick up on this. Alright. So we're starting at 1,812,000 ruble. Look at that money soar. Nice. We're making our money back today. This is going to be a good export. And we're almost at 1,900,000. Are we gonna hit it? Oh, not quite. That's okay. Ooh, that was worth a ton of money. Excellent. I am happy about that. And he's just gonna make his way back and keep on going back and forth, selling as much coal as he can. And we can see here that we got 3 coal trains unloading. We got 3 coal trains waiting to unload. And this will be self-sufficient. All right, finally, our steel industry is complete. We have finished all of the missions in the first campaign. A New Republic is born. So let us read the final flavor text. Well done, comrade. The efforts in steel production have positive results, as our warehouses now hold a significant stock of this crucial resource. Your commitment to driving our industrial growth is commendable, and we are well positioned to support the development and progress of the Soviet Republic. Yes, we are. Alright. Woohoo! Congratulations! Against all odds, you've successfully laid the foundation for a brand new republic in the barren land. With unwavering determination, you've transformed this once desolate place into a thriving nation. Your visionary leadership has paved the way for a bright and promising future, where the dreams of self-sufficiency, progress, and independence have become a reality. This achievement represents the triumph of hope and perseverance, and your legacy as the founding leader of this remarkable republic will be celebrated for generations to come. Woo! We did it! Woo! I'm happy. That is good. That is excellent news. What's going on with that guy's face, though? That's excellent news. We did it. We did it. We completed the campaign. Everything that we can do, we've done. I mean, there's more things you can do in this game, trust me. There's a lot more complexity. There's parts of it that just aren't enabled. And I could keep on playing this map. So you can go to game settings, so you can see, this is, I haven't touched any of this. This is just how the campaign was. So unsatisfied citizens reaction, small. So if they're not getting what they need, they're not going to be that upset about it. No energy management, no water, no waste, no maintenance, no seasons, regular fires, no global events. We do have pollution, simple education simulation, disabled crime and justice, simple traffic simulation, no realistic mode, but yes, researches. So the game could have been a lot harder. And it will be. It will be in Season 2 of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Campaign Mode, where we'll be playing the Soviet Revolution campaign. In the Soviet Revolution campaign, we're going to be taking over a existing nation of villages, and we're going to be turning those villages into cities. We're going to take the workers out. We're going to do what we can to provide services for them. Honestly, I don't really know exactly what we're going to be doing. This is going to be an adventure for me, and I'm very excited to find out. So, thank you for watching Season 1 of Workers and Resources campaign mode. I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. This has been much more popular than I initially thought it was going to be, and I feel really good about making a season 2. So, thanks for watching one more time. Join me for season 2, where we'll be playing the next campaign, Soviet Revolution. And hey, after that, I think we can do a realistic gameplay series. Maybe not realistic, maybe semi-realistic, but we're gonna up the difficulty after doing the next campaign. We're gonna up the difficulty almost as high as it goes. We're gonna take it back one notch, but semi-realistic. Alright, so hey, thanks for watching. I've said it 1,000 times, I'll say it again. Thanks for watching, thanks for watching, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And I hope that you'll join me in season 2. Thank you so much. Have a great day.